All right, what's going on, guys? It's Silent, and today we're going to be playing some Modern Warfare 3, which is why the screen here looks a little bit different, because we're playing on the Plutonium, the IW5 client for Modern Warfare 3. So that's why things look a little bit different here on the starting screen, if it doesn't look familiar to you from the Modern Warfare 3 that you used to play. But real quick, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for the support on the last couple of videos, and thank you guys so much for all the new subscribers and stuff. There's been a lot more people coming to the channel here recently, and some of the videos have been doing really well. And I wanted to thank you guys so much for that, because it does mean a lot to me with the last couple of videos and everything. And I've been uploading some of the old Call of Duty recently, like Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2019, Cold War, and now we're here playing Modern Warfare 3. So if you guys want to stick around for some more Call of Duty content, especially old Call of Duty content, then hit that subscribe button, because I'll be uploading basically every single day. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you very much, and let's get to it. So if you'll notice, I'm wearing the same clothes that I was in the last video that had face cam in it and everything. And the reason for that is because I haven't been able to shower for the past like 4 days. And it's because we have a house that runs off of a propane heated water heater, right? Basically, the water heater will just quit working in the event that you lose propane. I don't know who needed to hear this, but that is like one of the dumbest fucking things. Like, just make it electric, bro. I don't understand. Like, they have electric ones. Why would you physically want to have a propane heated one? Now, mind you, that in our house, we also just have a normal electric stove range and everything. Like, nothing else in our house runs off of propane except for the water heater. Even the heating in our house is electric. It doesn't run off of the gas. The only reason that there is even a gas tank on the property to hold propane is specifically to heat the water heater, and that's it. Now, that being said, that the heat usually goes a pretty far way. Like the gas, whenever you buy it and you get the tank filled, it usually goes for a good couple of months to even like a year or so, depending on how much you put in there. But anyways, yeah, so basically I haven't been able to shower for the past four days or so, because of the fact that the propane has just been out. We don't have any more propane at all, so the water heater just kind of sits there and collects water, and it's just cold water. So, you know, if you try to go and take a cold shower, that's not a pleasant experience, by the way. I mean, yeah, you can do it, but I'm not gonna fucking step in there and take a cold shower. I could heat like some water up on the stove or something like that, but again, that only goes so far. So you know, we just went ahead and ordered some more propane, and we waited for it to be delivered and everything. They were supposed to deliver the propane yesterday. Okay, well, yesterday has come and gone, and they still haven't delivered the propane. They have now, since the time of me making this video, because they just delivered it today. I actually went outside and like helped the guy, because when he showed up, he like was talking about how he had like knee surgery and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, well, you know, just tell me what to do, you know, I'll do it for you or whatever. Like, I literally don't care. I just want my fucking propane at this point, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to be able to take a hot shower and enjoy the 10 minutes that I'm gonna take to clean myself. So I was like, okay, yeah, well, just tell me what to do, or, you know, just walk with me or whatever, and, you know, walk me through the steps, and I'll do it for you. And he was like, okay, yeah, I like that. He's an older guy, you know, he had knee surgery and shit like that, so I wanted to help him in the first place, but I also just wanted to go ahead and get my propane and stuff. Like, I didn't care if I had to do it or if he had to do it or whatever. I just wanted it done, so that way we could just get the ball rolling, you know what I mean? So now we have propane, which is a good thing, but the problem is now we have to wait for one of the boys to get home from school, so that way we can send them up there and actually light the pilot light for the propane heater, so that way it actually starts to heat. Because obviously if the gas runs out, then the flame goes out that heats the water inside of the tank. Stupid fucking design, bro. Like, I feel like we're living back in the like 1800s or something like that. Like, why is that an issue? Why can we not just have it? Why is that the only thing on this house that the person who built this house decided that they wanted to have propane oriented? That doesn't make any sense. Now, if you also had like a propane stovetop, like a gas stovetop, that would make sense, but this doesn't. Like, this is just genuinely just dumb. Now, we didn't build this house, so, you know, I'm gonna throw shade at whoever the fuck it was, and if I ever find out, trust me, buddy, I got some fucking words for you, pal. But it's okay, because we're all good now. We've got like half a tank full of propane now, which is going to last us for a pretty good while, which still costs $400, by the way. Yeah, I know, it's fucking crazy. You would think that propane would be at least like kind of on the cheaper side, but nope. Just to get half that tank filled up, it costs $444. I literally have the receipt. I can show you. It cost a shit ton of money, by the way. I would literally rather it just add like $30, $40 to my power bill every month, rather than have to pay $400 out of my pocket just to get the tank half filled. That is literally like almost $1,000 just to fill that tank all the way up. Oh, but the story doesn't end there. No. It continues to get worse. So also, my truck, I have a 2010 Dodge Ram, like the newer body style Dodge Ram whenever they swapped to that new body style. I have one of those body styles Dodge Ram 1500 pickups. Anyways, the other day when I was going out for dinner, it started making a noise on the driver's side. Now, typically that doesn't really mean a whole lot to me because, you know, I'm very good with cars. I've been a mechanic for Nissan, Honda, Toyota dealerships for several years now. It's not really a big deal. The second that it started to happen, I was like, okay, kind of sounds like a wheel bearing. I'll drive on it a little bit more and just kind of listen as I continue. And I drove on it for a couple of days just to kind of solidify my thinking in the fact that it was a wheel bearing, which it was. I did not, however, anticipate how bad the wheel bearing was, because typically typically when a wheel bearing starts to make noise, that means that the wheel bearing has already failed. However, it's not typically just like catastrophic at that point, you know what I mean? Which this too also wasn't like absolutely catastrophic. My wheel didn't fall off or anything like that, but I mean, it came pretty close. So I get it up on the jack and everything, and I go to shake it, which the way that you check a wheel bearing is you literally grab the top end of the tire and the bottom end of the tire, and you just wiggle it back and forth like towards you. And it just goes clank, 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 clank. And the more movement and the more sound that it makes is, you know, kind of dependent on the fact that it is much, much worse than it may seem. And this one made a lot of noise and moved very far. It had probably about like 1 inch to like 2 inches of play. So I put it up on the jack stand and I start taking bolts off and stuff like that, which thankfully this is a bolt-in hub assembly, so you can just take the 3 bolts out of the back, take the brake caliper off, and then you basically just have the hub out right there. There's like a wheel speed sensor, and you got to take the brake caliper off, and the rotor and everything for the disc brake. And then usually if it's like rusted up or if it's gummed up in there, you have to like get behind it somehow and then swing a hammer at it, which thankfully I have a lot of really good like anti-vibe hammers. But I didn't even have to use those, thankfully, since I don't live in the rust belt or anything like that. It wasn't even corroded. It was hardly even stuck in there. Like the second that I took all 3 bolts out of it, the hub assembly just literally just fell out on the ground. I didn't even have to pull on it, yank on it, nothing. It literally just slipped right out, which was, in terms of being a mechanic, bro, like that is like best case scenario. That is something you literally want to see anytime you are on the job and you have to do a wheel bearing like that. Now, if you have to do a normal wheel bearing, that'll never happen unless it's not supposed to and it's just that broken, you know what I mean? In this case, I got off really lucky and just being able to just pull it out, and then all I have to do is just put the new one in there. I'm still waiting on the new one to come, but that one was also like that was like 120 bucks. So I had to pay $440 to get the gas turned back on, so that way we could take a hot shower. Another $100 to get the car fixed. Thankfully, I know how to do it. Otherwise, I would have had to pay way more out of pocket, because going to a dealership is not the cheapest thing in the world. Most dealerships in my area will charge you like $200 for labor, and that job right there pays like 1.5 hours to 2 hours, I'm pretty sure. So that right there would have ran me another $400. So I mean, I guess as far as that goes, thank God that I actually know how to work on my own vehicles and I get to save on the labor charge. Now my car is just kind of sitting there in the driveway with no wheel on it, no wheel bearing, nothing. The whole side of the wheel is just completely taken off. Bought it off of Rock Auto, so it's going to take a couple of days for it to get here. I think it's supposed to be here tomorrow, I believe. So I'll be able to finish that up and actually get the vehicle running again. But here for the past like day or so, I can't even leave the house, which isn't a big deal because I don't have money to leave the house in the first place. But it does suck, you know, knowing that if something were to happen and I needed to leave the house for like an emergency or something like that, I physically am not capable of doing so. It's always a good feeling in the back of your head, you know. Mr. Pork Chopper. The way that people still play these games is just entirely insane to me, man. You see what I mean, bro? Like, where does that bullet go? Show me the bullet path, please, God. Show me where the fuck that bullet goes, because I promise you I shot him. I can't stand this game. I can't stand it. I know that people really like this game, but dude, I'm telling you, this game is not as good as you remember it was. It is just not. But yeah, dude, I mean, moral of the story is that I must have a really tight, nice asshole, because life sure does love to fuck me every chance it gets. But hey, I mean, on the flip side of that is it can't stay tight and nice forever. So you know what, life? Go ahead, keep fucking. You'll get tired, it'll loosen up. Won't be long now. Won't be long at all.